Hi, welcome to the new video. I am Rohit Desai, co-founder of JB Experts. In this video, we are going to discuss about pickle business. You can start it from your home. So when it comes to pickle, it's always like a choosy thing. Like, okay, I like this brand, I like this thing. There is someone nearby my home who does it. There is some grandma somewhere who does a great job. So you can think of it. It's obviously personal, and the region what you belong from, that is where you procure your pickles from. So you have varieties into it. I have taken the mango is just for reference purpose. You can replace it with anything, even from bamboos and other any vegetables, carrot, you name it. Today you have every pickles available. So just the thing is, Indian spices pickle is completely different from the other Western pickles, which is just like water, salt water dipping. So that is completely different, but still these pickles are really works very well for you. And the people who are there in abroad, the people who are from India or Indian diaspora or Indian origin, so those people have, if they have not yet changed their taste buds, if they are just okay with the Western kind of a food, then yeah, good. Or else, if you are still looking for a homemade Indian, missing out on Indian food, then yeah, there are possibilities that you will be really looking forward to procure something. Then yeah, this is a really good business for you to support those people who are far away from India, and they are looking for such good products. Then yeah, you can just manufacture it and send it. So the benefit here is you can start small. You don't need to start a factory and do a mass production. If you are okay, if your story is good, the importance of pickle is it's all about connection, the story, where this is coming from, and what is this being used with, and who are the people who are making it. So there is a background story is always important. What is exactly how this thing has been managed. So if you have natural, no adulterates, because these days just for a color, instead of using, you get a color by a spices, but some people don't want to use spices, but just the color, just to appealing purpose, they use adulterative colors. So that is something which is bad, but we couldn't do anything. We are living in the world which is an artificial world. So that could be the reason. Okay, what is inside is not bothered. How does it look is very important. Okay, so we say it as a saying that okay, don't judge the book by its cover, but always we pick the book just by its cover. So that's how we are. We couldn't change about it, but yeah, when you're looking for, especially getting into export business with a very small capital, can I do a home run business? Yeah, this is something which you can do it. You can start it with a very minimal capital, but minimal as less as 5 to 7 lakhs, because you take some time to get your brand promoted. So let the people know about it. If it's, see, I don't say every company or every home old business will take some time, but if your product is good and people are loving it, they will buy from you. Wherever you are, people will buy from you. So that's how the things works. But end of the day, it's all luck factor, effort, marketing, branding, promotion, story, how good the story is. Yeah, it works. And mainly for the people who wants to start their business from ground level, especially the widows, tribal community, where they have a different authentic pickles. But yeah, that can be promoted, and even government gives you the scheme according to it. So what I suggest is don't go for a private limited company as far as you don't need it. And if you're extracting the capital from angel investors, venture capitals, or some kind of an investment from outside where you need to dilute your equity, so only in those cases go for private limited company. If it's all your bootstrap company, all you're pumping your own money in, then yeah, I don't really recommend you to run beyond the proprietorship. So make a lady or a family mother, daughter, or whoever is it, wife or someone, so that if you are getting those schemes benefit, then go for it. Or else yeah, have it a general proprietorship company, that should go. Why I say proprietorship is only because cost effectiveness. See, in today's time, it's a small business, we know it, and you're promoting it as a small business itself. So it's better you can go as promoting as a small company itself, instead of doing it as a private limited company, boosting it up, and later the compliance is also a pain. In today's time, people go and get registered with multiple documents, and later they don't follow on the compliances. That will initially send you a notice saying that okay, now there is a fine that you need to pay. It's even for GST, it's even for your FSSAI, it's for everything. So please maintain that. If you are promoting, if you are going for any kind of a documentations, please make sure you have a proper compliances, at least that much of money available. or else don't go for such compliances which is not needed, or you don't need to overstretch. Why I'm saying is proprietorship is an expenditure for a year, maybe 10,000 to all the way till 18,000, 20,000. But when it comes to private limited, it goes till a lakh. So your AOA, MOA, amendment, this, hundreds of things goes in. So that is an expensive shot. So if you want to take that, yeah, how deep your pocket is, that's only you know it. So you can plan for it if that's something that you are planning. Or else it's pretty good away, so stay away from it. So start with proprietorship, start small, grow big, no big deal, worry about it. So that you need to spend the money what you have very smartly, so that's very important. Then FSSAI central licenses, import export code, Udyam and MSME schemes. If you have a registration, then go for it. Or else, yeah, normally these days bank will ask for your Udyam Aadhaar or MSME registration, then yeah, it's pretty good to have it. Okay, where the money is needed for? Why 5 to 7 lakhs? So normally for your licenses, packaging, compliances, website, samples, marketing, these are all the purpose. Especially the marketing is a bigger kick or the bigger money extractor. So you need to market more, only then you're going to get about your product out. So that's very important. Know your business and the market. Wherever the Indian population is or the Indian diaspora is, plan it, target them. There is a good business coming in. There is no second thought about it. But one thing I always advise you is look for something where you can make money also. See, Indians can be anywhere, but the problem is, will they pay us? So where Indians are there, where they can pay us, only they target those countries where you can send your product, including, because here product is not expensive. Product you can get even for $1,000. But when you are exporting it, you need to pay for the logistics, and that is also by air. Because for small jar and all, I can't do it a LCL shipment. So it's very shameful to call it a LCL. And moreover, it has to be sent by sea route. It takes 40-45 days to reach up there, and then you plan it. So that's not really required. You have to send it by air. You need to calculate it accordingly, because airfare is going to be expensive. So will the customer be willing to pay more than like 6 times the primary cost? The product is 1,000, but I have to pay 6,000 or 5,000 for it. So normally that is going to be expensive short. So will you be interested or not? That is something you need to evaluate it. So then comes the Indian abroad, wherever the people are. Even when we travel out, it's like for few days we keep on like all the cuisines, like whatever the local famous cuisines are there, we try out everything, and then later once we are done with it, then we start looking for at the last, let me see if there is any Indian restaurant nearby. And whichever restaurant we find, even that's Indian restaurant that comes from our region, because we have so many states and all of it. So if that comes from our region, then yeah, it's a lottery kind of a thing. So that's always been with the Indians. That's the situation with the Indians too. And if you are looking for it, and pickle is one of the product that we emotionally attach. And moreover, if you are a person who has been brought up with pickle as the main side thing on your dish, then yeah, you would be really loving it. The spice, the texture, and the moreover health benefits of pickle is way larger than anything else. Probiotic, clean labeling, unique foods. So just promote it as way you're possible and see how the things works. And I always advise you to pick the top one, because if your region comes up with like, okay, bamboo pickle or a mushroom pickle, so maybe it's not something like, okay, everyone doesn't like it, maybe not tried it. But in the world, in today's time, if I have to say, mango is something, it's very popular. As I took it as an example, but still you can try it with everything. So you can replace with mango with any other pickles and you can still export it. But what I'm saying is, these pickles, especially the mango pickles, are something that it's already famous, and you have the season and you can store it for a longer time, and you can plan. I can do exactly the same with every pickle, but still mango is something is very popular. There are a lot of buyers, not only in your region or your community or something like that. You can go stretching and you can export that. So mango pickles are a bit popular. You can see with oil, no oil, something like that, because of health consciousness and everything. So plan accordingly. Then comes the packaging. Either you go for 250, 500, 1000 kg, 1000 grams. It's all like either you can pick a glass jars or PET jars. So these are good for your logistic purpose. So normally if you use a glass jars, it's good to go, but it is highly possible for damages. So it's better you go for PET jars for transportation purpose, and later once the goods are being reached to the final buyer, then you can ask the buyer like, okay, you can give him the instruction saying that, okay, how do you transfer it? What is the container, how to be cleaned? Like the pickle, if it get in touch with water or any metal, so it goes bad. So you can think on it and plan accordingly, and then communicate, like educate them, so how to store it and all of it. So that's an extra step what we take care of the customer. So these are all makes it's a put a additional star to your reviews. So it works. And keep your realistic pricing. Obviously you can expect a good margin, but still in many situations, if you're doing it in a small, you want to take care of the customer because he's already going to pay extra penny for the logistics. See, taking care of a customer is the business. So don't get into a business just because to make money. It's all about caring about your customers, doing good for your customers, and really people are there to still value about the relationship. So carry out. That's something really works. That's and please look towards leak proof. Whenever you're packaging in a jar or in a pet jars. So whatever you're picking, please pack it in leak proof, because obviously oil is one thing that spills off easily. So if there is a small damage, it spills off the whole carton box, whatever you are packed in, that goes bad. And it shows the reflection like, okay, something has gone wrong with the packaging. The oil is already spilled. So there are possibilities that few countries, if there is any spilling or a package damage, they will discard it, they will not deliver it. So that's one thing that you need to check for. Okay, then export packaging. It could be double wall, because see, end of the day, it's a glass jars if you're using it. I recommend you not to use it, but if it's a small jars, pretty good, make a separate partitions, separations and all of it, so that you give a cushion to it, honeycomb or bubble wrap or whatever you prefer. So make sure that your jars reached properly. So what I suggest you is to try out this. Well, there is something called as bursting strength in packaging, but what I recommend you is pack a jar in a bubble wrap, put it into a box, whichever you want to ship it, and do a double or triple packaging, whatever you feel it, and then throw it down the hardest possible way. In that situation, if your jar breaks, then packaging is not correct. So don't need to go for a testing and all. You do it by yourself. The maximum intentional, normally it happens in transportation or logistics, is by accident. But what I suggest you, if you do it intentional also, if your product doesn't damage, then yeah, it's good to go. That should be how should be taken care. Okay. Then comes the HSN code. This is HSN code that you can fall in. But yeah, again, ingredient changes, again your purpose changes, again your HSN code will change. But before you getting into the business, just check what HSN code you are dealing with. So in India, FSSAI, IEC code, food safety documentations. These are all the basic documentations that you need to follow in Indian when you're dealing into a food product. When it comes to USA, then you need to register as US FDA. Then in Canada, the double languages. UK, again, you need to have the labeling and the coding is required, like a barcode is required. And then in UAE, it's Arabic and English labels with all the expiry. And if you're making a pickle of some non-veg, then you need to go for a halal certification that's required. Okay. So here, when it comes to sourcing, testing, logistics, one is obviously the sourcing is going to be a challenging thing. You need to have a farm. Like many people get the mangoes from their market. Even if you're dealing in any other vegetable pickles, then you can get the products from anywhere. But the major, if you are dealing in the mangoes, so many people prefer as I know few family-owned businesses. They always procure the mangoes only from this particular farms, so that their mangoes are exactly right for the taste. So normally people buy it from the market and do the same thing, but some people do it exactly from those market farms so that the mangoes tastes are good. So there is one auntie who supplies me also. So that's something the same. So you can look for that and then you can plan accordingly. So either you can buy from the market, slice it, put it, make it to a pickle and then send it. But yeah, just I'm saying there are people who does it. So when it tells a story about what pickle you're making, so that's additional touch what you can give. So that's very important. Then comes the lab. In today's world, even something goes wrong with your pickle like salt or pepper or spiciness goes up and down, still okay. But your papers shouldn't go wrong. 100% your paper should be right, especially your lab reports, nutritional reports, safety, shelf life, and the expiry, branding, and labeling language requirement. These are something that you need to follow as the rule says. Okay. So whichever the country you're following, so please ask the buyer to send the labels and all of it, then do it. And if it's a self-consumptions where it's a 1 or 2 boxes which I am sending, So do I need to still follow the rules? Yes, you need to follow. But if it's not for the commercial use, you need to mention it as a sample or a parcel. Then it's good to go. Okay. So think of it at what level you have the bias for. If it's a bulk exports for a sea routes, like you're sending it for an industrial purpose or a horeca hotel, restaurants and cafe chains. So in those cases, you need to be a commercial deal, then you need to have all the documentations in place. But if you're sending it as a student studying in UK or US, so who is an Indian and who wants to purchase it, then send it as a sample or a courier. So it should work. So normally use it DHL or FedEx, so they have a pretty good service. And yeah, cost is something that obviously you need to pay, as a airfare is going to be really expensive. So how do you start selling it? So one is obviously if you're out of your network, then obviously in my network I'll start talking to the people. But when I'm out of my network, what I'll do is I'll create a website. It could be a WordPress website using WooCommerce or a Shopify website, and Instagram, Facebook. And if you guys don't have that much of money to spend on all of this, you can even start with your WhatsApp business. That's going to be completely for free initially. And then whenever you're looking to integrate it with any other tools, then yeah, it's going to be expensive. But still you can start with this. And listing out your products in Amazon, Canada, like Canada and USA. So if you are looking to saying that, okay, let me go big and let me start promoting because I already made enough money and my product is already proven and I have so many reviews. So let me go public. So then you can do it for Amazon, list your product. Say one, on Amazon, to list your product, to promote it, you need to market it, you need to pay the Amazon to market it. Second, you need to store the products at their warehouse as a fulfillment center. You need to pay the logistic fees. And once the product is sold, there is also a commission to be paid. So these are all something that you need to calculate. Only if your product is supporting, then get your product listed, or else it's not worth it. Okay, be careful on your money, where you spend and how are you spending it. So B2B next 2 years, what I say is, because you does the maximum mistake when you are in a first year, when you have no experience, you are starting new, or the pickles are done like your mom or your grandmom been doing the pickles from very long ages. But the thing here is, when they have done it for a home, that is different. But when they have to do it every time in the same volume, same quantity, same taste, that's completely different. My mom cooks very well, but the thing here is, when we ask her to do the same thing again, right, something is changed. I don't know how, but everything is on a guesswork. So in my home, it's like all guessworks. Everyone cooks on the guesswork. There is no like, okay, what's the measurement? What's measurement? There is no measurement cup at all. So no measurement spoon, no cups, nothing. Everything goes by hand. So they have the experience, but when it comes to a real business, then the taste has to be uniform and it should be the same every time, or else obviously you'll get the complaints for it. So that's really going to hurt you in the business. So keep that in mind, and then when it comes to a real business, prepare a recipe, go by the batches, make the batches in the same way, same quantity, same steps, without skipping anything. That should work. Okay, so then once you have a big volume, then go for your importers, distributors, and go for a review sales and sort of that. So, and moreover, if you want to go for a big, then you can go for Alibaba listing, where you spend a big money on listing out your products and then exporting. Pickle is a growing business. If I have to say CGR, almost the business growth is by 8 to 9% per year. Okay, so as a product growth is big, 8 to 9% is a good growth for the products. Then especially this is something that you can do it from home, staying with your family, doing everything, right? So it's a good business. Then comes the samples, like, okay, sending out, because the Indians doesn't, when we see Indian diaspora, there is somewhere nearby Indian town, Indian street, Indian hotel, Indian grocery store, some other other thing. So catch these grocery stores, the Indian grocery stores, catch hold of them, send them the samples, ask them to check it. If they are okay, then you send the next batches. So ask them for later payments and sort of that. So see how the things works. I'm not saying you don't get advance payments or something. You get the payments. Just the thing is, like, you need to figure out how good it is, what it is, and all of that. Then food bloggers, try to get in touch. In today's time, if you don't want to spend more money, you can get with the contact with the influencers, pay a small money, tell them the story, ask them to tell your story to the public whom they normally, the viewers of the channels. So those people will really help you out to grow your business. Okay. Then your community group abroad, we contact them. Like we have a Gujarati community, Punjabi community, Telugu community. So guesswork with everyone. Try out to get in touch with them and see if they can support your business, right? And normally Indian supports Indians, so don't worry about it. Apart from this, I have a bit of opinion on Dubai Indian community, but apart from that, rest all the world, it's all good, right? So be sure, like, okay, that doesn't end up in any kind of a scam in Dubai business, right? So when you're starting small, don't get into a big commitment. So if the buyer is paying money, then enjoy it. If not, then it's okay. Your pickle has not sold today, it will be sold tomorrow, but you need to be in business. If you just go a shortcut, you sell it off without money, especially in Dubai market, it's a trouble. You'll not get your money back. There are high possibility that you won't get your money. In those cases, it's really a tough business to get in. Okay. So financials and profits, 5 to 7 lakhs is something that is my estimation. Depends on what product you are in, what the capacity you can produce, how big or small jar you want to make. That's all depends on you. Calculate accordingly, spend it logically, so it makes sense. So break even, if you are starting too small, then it takes more time. If you're starting at a mid-level, 18 to 24 months is good enough to break even and get your proper streamlined revenue on day-to-day basis. And it's a realistic expectations. Minimum 1,000 days is the business that you need to do. Okay, 1,000 days is what it is going to take to build a business. Profits, profit from jar, it's like almost, I say, 50 to 60% as a standard. But out of the community support, because anyhow they are going to pay extra money to the logistics. So do you want to give a discount or something on a goodwill, knowing people? Yeah, if you're doing it, then yeah, okay. But if you're want to be commercial, then yeah, look at saying that, okay, if I sell it today, this is not a one time, I want the client to come back. So keep a realistic expectation, realistic margins, and then export it accordingly. So that's really works. Then top risk, obviously the wrong labeling, your nutritional value, ingredients, expiry, all of that. So double check with the labels, double check with if it's a commercial, then please check with your buyers also. Then poor packaging, spilling, oil, leaking, damage, glass bottle broke. So these are something is going to be a trouble. And not enough of money, because as I already said, 5 to 7 lakhs is something that I want you to hold it. Because many people come up saying that, okay, I'm a export trainer, mentor, so on. I got to know in some webinar that we can start export for free with zero money, start from home. Everything is free. Guys, understand this. There is nothing comes for free. You need to run a vehicle, you need to put petrol to it. And petrol is cost. And when you're starting the business, you need to put energy and the money to see. If you want to do a joint venture, if you want to do anything, even if you want to partner to the next auntie who does the pickle for you, even she doesn't give you a pickle for free, right? You need to invest. So majorly when you go for a partnership also, you need to get orders. To get orders, you need to communicate, you need to pay for email marketing tools, you need to make international calls, you need to promote your product. See, this is all, marketing itself is a big expensive cost. Don't go blindly just by someone said me this, that, okay, you can start export business at a no cost. Don't believe him, and normally it doesn't work. So marketing cost is going to be on you. That is what you need to spend for sure. You can fast forward it by paying like companies like us or someone else, like export management company who does it, who knows everything. They can do it for you. Just you need to produce it and give it to them. They will take care of rest. These are all facilities available. But will the export management company, will JB Exports work for free? No, obviously not. We are not an NGO company, right? We are not a non-profitable organization. I have a 200 plus team, so I have to feed them on daily basis. So it's a family that we have to take care. So nothing is going to come at a free cost. So if someone's saying that, okay, you can do it for a zero cost, then there is something big trouble. Stay away from those guys, okay? So then obviously the competition is huge. Pickle is something that's not so, and everyone comes with a different region. They're not from everyone from Bangalore or Mumbai or Delhi. They have come from all across the Indian markets. And every pickle is not liked. Or someone would have an allergy with the mango itself. So you never know. So what is the taste that you can get it from your local, traditional way? So promote those pickles. Tell the story about it. That is where the people will get related, and then they will buy at a premium. That is what you can support with. Especially if you're from a tribe where tradition is everything, then that is where the big money is. So plan accordingly, get those things, get in place, start working. That should work. Okay. So 12 months timeline, if I have to say, it's like 1 to 3 months it's going to take for documentations, testing, samples, lab testings, and looking all the reports. If there is something wrong, then you have to redo it or redo the recipe so that it's all falls into the right parameters if you're doing it in a bulk. Then countries, regulations, printing the labels, buyer packaging based on his requirement, what he wants in. And first batches, launch your website, social media campaign, send out the samples to the buyers, and then fulfill the big orders to Canada, US, take the customer's feedback and redo the whole thing. So this is the main process what you need to follow, right? So brand, unique selling proposition to be finalized first, because until you tell a story about your pickle is just like anyone's pickle. So obviously you cannot ask a big price for it. So all companies, legality, registrations, FSSAI, import-export code, these are all the mandatory documents. There are many more, but depends again what kind of a product you are using it. So product testing, exporting, labeling, website, samples, realistic costing, and margin calculated, right? So the first thing, you cannot skip the rules. Something goes wrong with the spice level, salt is bit more or less, is still fine. No documents can be more or less. It has to be accurate. So don't mess with the documents. The compliances are very important. Indian compliances, something that you can get it checked and get ready for it. But when you're dealing in some markets, if it could be Canada, Poland, UK, US, so you need to be sure that what exactly the compliances to be followed there. According to that, you need to send it. Okay. Then invest in good packaging, labeling, designing, growth of your step, and keep a baby steps. Instead of doing a long jump and breaking your legs into multiple pieces, and for a whole life you will be paralyzed with your business. So it's not mean you, it's just like a thing. So but keep yourself into a realistic expectation. Someone comes up saying that, okay, I'll give you this much order, you have to send me, I'll pay you later, send me the BL. Don't get into it. Initially, I want you to be a safe player so that you go longer in the business. You do the mistakes, I agree to it. Everyone does it. We are all human beings, right? So if in that situations, take it small, get it verified, and then plan it. Just don't go by someone saying that, okay, I'll pay you advance payment, but you will get the manufacturing ready. Once your products are ready, he'll stop answering. That could be also the problem, but you go with the logical thing. You tell him, this is the product what I can supply, and this is the volume I can deal in. No more or less than that. So minimum order quantity should be mentioned before you start the work. Your minimum batch, one batch, if you're doing it for someone, that should be your minimum order quantity. So plan it accordingly and focus on that. Okay. Keep improving based on your feedbacks. Good, bad, oil is more, salt is less, spicy is more, anything. Take it on the positive note, redo the work. And I don't say that every feedback is going to be good for you. Just see, evaluate it. If it's a good thing, then take it to your account, or else let it go. That's okay. Right? So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I've given enough of information. If you'd like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell icon. And if you have any doubts, please put it into a comment box. And if you want to take any service from us, the link is in the description and the number is in the description. Give us a call, talk to my team, and take the support. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.